Hi, good afternoon. I'm Stefan Verkerk. I'm here to talk about my iPhone app. It's called iTypeFastR. It's an application that makes you that replaces the normal keyboard by a keyboard that makes you type faster and with less typos. It's only for jailbroken iPhones, and it's been installed on 250,000 devices. And as Mark said, I've been running this at night next to my day job. This little YouTube video shows you a bit of the product and how it works. Okay, so now you've seen a bit of what the product actually is, and that helps me a bit in the introduction. Oh, okay. Let me pick this up. Okay, did it shock you guys? This was planned, actually. The idea is I'm going to be interviewed by someone whose day job it is to look at startups and have sort of an outside-in view on iTypeFastR. Someone whose day job it is to analyze startups, and he is the M&A director for Sanoma Digital, and so he's done the acquisitions of Kieskeurig and Autotrader, Woonwebsite, and this year investment in Uno and the acquisition of Energieprijs.nl. Stefan, can you come in, please? Can you turn on your camera?
Hi, Stefan. Hi, Momo. Stefan, let's analyze iTypeFastR as if it was a company that I would consider acquiring. We only have a few minutes, so we can only go into a few areas. I'd like to start with the product-market combination. What you're offering, but more important, how did you manage the changes in the offering based on your insights?
Okay, I want to share some learnings with you today. That's sort of the theme of this presentation. And the first thing I want to share is dive in fast and get in touch with your audience. Who here has read The Lean Startup or has read about customer development? Only a few people. Must read for anyone running a startup, especially in mobile. One of the things it says is get a minimal viable product as soon as possible. This can be just a clickable demo or a very early beta, so you can get feedback on your product and change it. And only if the feedback is good, you take sort of the next step in investment. And it's what I did. I had a beta that I had tested by a couple of people. Based on their feedback, I changed some stuff, and they were very enthusiastic. So I decided to dive in, and I invested 5,000 euros or dollars actually to get the first version made. I launched it at the Next Web. Bright wrote about it, and Macworld, iClarified, Life Hacking, and then the first day I got 12,000 downloads. So I decided to take the next step and to have a paid version build of the app. So that worked really well. So I would really recommend read The Lean Startup. That's the first lesson. Second lesson is that smaller markets can actually be really attractive. I had no choice to go to the normal app store because Steve says you cannot replace standard functionality with your own app. So you cannot replace the keyboard with a normal, an additional keyboard in the App Store. So I had to go to the jailbroken App Store called Cydia. But it actually turned out to be an advantage as well in some point, because the market is so much smaller. There are so much less apps battling for attention that it was much easier to get traffic and to get downloads from that App Store. So I wouldn't rule out the jailbroken App Store. Smaller markets can be easier. Next lesson is that mobile really is its own funnel. The whole funnel that ends with a conversion to a download is really a mobile-only funnel, and that's a thing you have to learn. It's different than your website. Actually, your website is not that important. I got much more traffic on the app page in Cydia than I got on the website. So it's about how you're found in the App Store, about if your icon stands out, what your description is, if you get good reviews and good stars from your users, and that's going to help you get conversion. And what's going to get you traffic is also really a mobile thing. New OS releases and new jailbreaks, those are the events that are going to drive the total search traffic up, and those are the events that you want to be ready for. So if you launch something on the day of a new OS release, you're bound to have blog posts on the day that it counts, that you're going to have a lot of traffic. So that's what I wanted to say about the...
Stop.
Sorry?
Stop. Can you be a little bit more critical about yourself, please?
Okay.
The second area I would like to go into is your investment decisions and the team, specifically after the launch, in the new phase. And please also talk about what went wrong, not just what went right.
Okay. I'll be a bit more critical about myself. One learning I'd like to share with you is one that seems really easy. It's don't look back when taking investment decisions, but look forward for ROI. And it's a really basic thing. So everything went right in the first phase, and then in the second phase, I had 70,000 downloads, but less than 1% conversion to paid. So I knew I had to change something, and I couldn't change small things. And I couldn't just make a small change or move forward and stick with customer development or the lean startup. I really had to go back and make some big changes. And I should have set up the resources for that, in the team, and to have the budget for that. But I kept thinking about what I'd spent already. This is my personal savings, right? That's the funding for this. And I planned to spend 10,000 euros on it, and I'd spent 11 already. And I kept thinking about what I'd spent. And this is one of the most basic investment errors you can make. It's called the sunk cost fallacy. It's thinking about what you've spent already. You can't influence what you've spent already, right? So when considering spending 1,000 euros for our next phase, a new version, it's about whether this will deliver 2,000 euros in revenue or not. What you've spent already doesn't matter. The thing is, because it was my personal savings, I was in it a little bit less rational than in my day job. And so what you could say is that the fire, the passion, the emotion made it more fun, but it didn't necessarily make it easier for me to do things right. And the underlying problem actually was that sometimes I wasn't rational about my decisions, but the underlying problem was the team. The team's just me. So there was no one who could challenge me on my opinions or on my non-rational decisions. I didn't have an outside advisor. I didn't have a board set up for someone who could challenge me in a rational way and tell me to take certain decisions. So passion is a good driver, I would say, but it's definitely not a very good advisor.
Wait, an outside advisor to help you analyze the company in a bit more rational, less passionate way? I have the skills and experience for that now.
Yes, but in real life, those two roles cannot be handled by one person.
Okay. Stefan, thank you. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for being so open about your learnings, and thank you, Momo. Bye-bye.
One more thing. I always wanted to say that on stage. One more thing. It's a small thing, but one thing I need to say to do justice to this whole story is just I love doing this, and just the whole fun of it is a really important aspect of why I did this and why I enjoy this so much. So that's what I wanted to end with and leave you with. So that's it. Thank you.